Hello and good morning and welcome back to another entrepreneur series.
I'm Nikita and you are watching True Lavender Cosmetics. I'm a mother, a business owner, and also a YouTuber. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like this type of content. If you're a returning subscriber, hey TLCFAM, what's goody in the hoodie? I don't know, I haven't came up with like a catchy slogan or something that, most YouTubers use in the beginning of their YouTube channel. Moving forward, I wanted to do something different for this video, and plus I was in a really good mood. If you see, I have my pajamas on. It's a cute little, hoodie. Actually pants, but yeah, so I wanted to call this Business and Chill. I'm going to be doing this series and it's going to answer a lot of questions that most business owners don't really think about when they're starting a business, or if you're planning on doing like an interview on a podcast. These are some of the questions that they may ask you. This video may help people who may be getting ready for an interview, and it can kind of prep you, kind of like, you know how when you go for a job interview, if you ever worked at a job and they ask you like a whole bunch of questions, it's kind of like that, but business edition. So without further ado, let's get to the video. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it right now before this interview starts. We're waiting. You done? You already clicked the button? Okay, great. Well, first and foremost, I'm in business because I always wanted to create. I always wanted to make stuff. I always wanted to help. I always wanted to be doing stuff with my hands. Like, I feel like if I'm not doing something with my hands, then I'm not being productive. I know that doesn't make sense, but like, truthfully, honestly, like, it keeps me going. So I'm in business not only for the money, which is also a plus, because who wouldn't like to get paid for something that they enjoy doing? But I remember as a kid, I used to always make things, whether it be mazes, literally like drawing mazes, and then I'll go back and do it myself, or coloring or drawing, or creating like cut and paste, like stuff like that, painting. Like, I was always doing something, some type of craft. So that's one of the reasons why I really got into business, is so that I could still have that creative outlet. Well, I've always been into like natural stuff, so it will only make sense that I created something that was natural based, if that makes sense. But yeah, I always wanted something, I always was into like create natural stuff. So like if somebody came up to me, because like I always had people asking me questions like, "Hey Kita, what do you use for this?" Or, "Hey, if I have this problem with my skin, what would you recommend?" Because like they knew I was into like that natural thing. So I was like, instead of me just telling them what stuff to get, why don't just go ahead and make it and then sell it? So that's really what started it. The people that were asking me about it wasn't necessarily my first customers. It was really strangers. So, okay, so on a business aspect, I did own another business prior to this one. So that kind of helps me a bit. I pretty much, customer service. I used to work in Winn-Dixie. Um, and I was the deli associate, so I would always, have to talk to the customers, take their orders, um, just basically like customer service, counting inventory, doing that type of things, cleaning. So as far as that goes, it helped me with, organizing and, just time management, because, fast paced, you gotta constantly be making stuff, making sure everything is out at a particular time. So I feel like that helps. As far as like, just in general, I mean, I've always been an organization freak. Like, don't look at this stuff right here. because we're in my office, so don't look at this stuff. I have to take this stuff back. Actually, I know it's kind of off the subject, y'all, but it's a pair of pants I bought for my son and a roll of shipping labels that does not work. But overall, I like, it to stay neat and tidy because it makes it easier for me to work. So I feel like that also helps with just being organized. Yeah. Okay, if I had to say like a line, it'd be online skincare and hair growth oil business. So basically, I provide skincare and also I provide hair growth oil for your lashes and your hair. We are planning on expanding to, I might as well just show you. So as you can see here, these are like decals. This one's in a plastic thing. I'll probably just do a video as I'm talking. So yeah, we're gonna be creating these type of decals for anybody that's looking for marketing, whether it be for your lip gloss containers or I don't know, just anything that you could, put a decal on, whether it be you want to create a decal for your window or really like anything. Decal for your pull-out drawers, like these little divider things here, you can get decals for that. Decals for your kitchen appliances, decals for, I mean, not appliances, sorry, decals for like, what is the thing, like the sugar, milk, not milk, the sugar grits, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of like where we're going. But as far as for right now, we're strictly sticking to skincare. This is something that I just recently started. So if you want one of those, just wait till it gets added to the site. And also sign up to our newsletter so that you'll be notified when it actually does drop on the site. Really cute, super cute. But yeah, I have been in business since September 2020. That's when I first launched True Lavender Cosmetics. So today is January the 8th, and that will make literally I've been in business for about 4 months. I'm an LLC. My business structure is a limited liability company. Some advantages of a business of this, you mean like, okay, so a limited liability. Okay, some advantages of that is, hmm, I guess if you're a home-based business, you have a lot of tax deductions that you qualify for, such as printer. If you use a printer for your home, you use it for your business. I mean, you have a printer, you use it for your business. That's tax deductible. If I buy pens, that's tax deductible. If I pay my lights and I have an office inside of my home, that's tax deductible. If what else? I don't know. Like if I buy sticky notes and I'm using it for my business, that's tax deductible. If I, what is something else? If I use my vehicle for drop offs and pickups, then that gas mileage, like the mileage that just make sure you're keeping track of it, but that would be tax deductible. Anything business related. If I wanted to take a trip and I work from home and I use my laptop or whatever to do business, as long as I keep track of like everything, that's tax deductible. I know a lot of people that take business trips and they have a limited liability company and they're the only worker. That's tax deductible. Now, the difference between a sole proprietor and a limited liability is the sole proprietor, if I'm not mistaken, is under that person's name. And then if they do a doing business as, so if they're like Joe's Cleaners, and his name is Joe Smo, then Joe's Cleaner. But yeah, I don't really want to get too much into that, but pretty much you have a lot of advantages of limited in having a limited liability company. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I used to get a lot of advice from, well, not a lot of advice, but I used to have a lot of people that ask me questions, like advice, like, hey, what do you use in your hair? Or if I want my hair to be thicker, longer, whatever, what do you put on it? I used to get a lot of compliments about my hair, and they asked, like, what did I put in it? And same thing, like, as far as my skin, like, I don't have the best skin. I do have breakouts. I do have bad habits to where I try to keep my hands out my face, but yeah, on a good note, my skin is fairly even complexion and, in good working order. I'm just going to say that because uh, I like natural stuff, so it works best on my skin. I have super sensitive skin, so if I'm wearing, something natural, then it helps as far as keeping the breakouts and stuff. And I used to also create like my own oils and different stuff I used on my skin. I would always go like the natural route. So I was like, um, oh yeah, another thing too. So I had this guy ask me, what do you put on your feet if it fill in the blank? So it was basically like he had a fungus on his foot. And so I suggested something for him. And when he tried it, he said, hey, that work, you should actually start selling that. So that really is what pushed me to start really selling stuff. Just based off of what people were telling me, the feedback they were giving to me about the advice I had given to them, they said it was working. So that really sparked interest. Hey, I should sell this. It was just really that one person, but I didn't take their advice right then and there. It took literally months and years down the line to like the light bulb went off. Like, hey, you need to really start selling this. And plus, I was already into like I used to literally look up natural stuff. Like it's this book called The Egyptian Magic, or it's actually right here, Ancient Egyptian Magic. If you haven't read this book, it's actually a really good book. But it just basically talks about how the Egyptians used different methods of healing and used, different flowers and herbs and, stuff like that. So I was always like into holistic healing. So that's what sparked interest. As far as background and skills, it was really so much experience in a way. It helped me moving forward. Like like I mentioned before, I did work at Winn-Dixie, so that kind of helped me with the skills needed to run a business because you're basically doing everything anyway. I've never been a manager, but the type of work that they had us doing, like keeping track of inventory, I do that. I have inventory behind me right now that I have to keep track of. As far as time management, making wings or fulfilling orders, like it kind of goes the same way with it's the same thing with business. You have an order, you fulfill it, but the as far as the skill set, I think just really experience helps you overall because every platform is different, every business is different, and so one way that this business runs their business may not work for the way that this business runs their business, if that makes sense. So you just have to learn. Like for instance, I use Shopify. So I had to become experienced in using Shopify in order for me to run my business, to fulfill orders. So it's the same thing with the little scale that you punch in. You put the meat on the little scale thing and then you punch in the what you call it and then the stuff, gives you the number and then you bag it up and you give it to the customer, tell them to have the next day. Like that's one-on-one customer interaction. With online business is different because it's not one on one unless you're going to pick up some drop offs. It's online. So you have to really go that extra mile just, to fill the gap, if that makes sense. I mean, to be honest, no. Is that a bad thing? Probably. But I like to stay in my own lane. So I don't really like looking at what other businesses are doing because it kind of messes with my creativity. I find myself like when I was looking at businesses, it kind of made me discouraged. Um, and a lot of the times I found myself comparing, and I didn't want to do that. So like I will look at a business for inspiration, but I don't find them as competitors because I feel like, you know, as business owners, like there's enough money to go around and ain't nobody competing. Well, I'm not. I'm not competing with anybody but myself. Like if we're just being honest, because I'm always honest. So I'm competing with myself at this point. So I'm my own competitor. I want to be better than I was a week ago or 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever. Like that, that is like for me. I'm my worst own enemy. That is it for me. Real, I use social media. I use Instagram. Um, I try to stick to like 2 to 3 platforms. If I have a really good video or like a nice snippet with some music behind it, I will post it on TikTok. But majority of the time, I'm really Instagram and I wouldn't even say Facebook because once upon a time I had my Instagram linked to my Facebook. So every time I posted on Instagram, it'll post on Facebook as well. But right now, I'm really just focusing on Instagram, YouTube, and I really need to get back into email marketing. But those are like my 3 things. So Instagram, Facebook, email marketing. People becoming aware of my videos. I mean, people becoming aware of my brand. I guess you would say YouTube and Instagram. A lot of people find me on Instagram is like the number 1 place that most people have found me. And then, you know, with me not being as consistent with YouTube, I don't really have a lot of people that come from YouTube to um, my store. In a better predicament than I am this year, to be honest. I do see expansion. I do see me adding on new services because also I have products right now, but I do see myself adding services and products to help businesses, especially small business owners coming up. Um, Especially with like creating labels or like I said about the little decals to go on their lash boxes or the lip gloss or I mean whatever like whatever your brain can think of that you can put this stuff on. I do want to do that. I'm also planning on getting into t-shirts as well. That's something that I wanted to start doing. So if you start seeing me rocking some new t-shirts on here, then you already know. But yeah, that's something that's in the near future. I'm still waiting for a few vendors to get back with me with some shirts as we speak. Um, but yeah, that those are some of the things that those are some of the things that I will be planning on doing in the next year. So yeah, I can't say it's a plus because like there's so many different apps that you can add inside Shopify and there's so many different like just this day and age that we're living in is so much technology. There's no excuse not to start a business. Like there's literally no excuse why you have not started a business. No excuse whatsoever. You can literally work from home. Like it doesn't matter what you do. You can record videos in YouTube. You can I know some people that are doing transcribing audio, um, sending out emails for companies, or like there's just it's so many ways to make money in this day and age, and it makes it so much easier. As far as for me and my business and how it works for me, I'm able to work from home because of technology. I'm able to come up with so many other different ideas and just products and services because of technology. Watching YouTube videos helped me to spark interest with a lot of other things that I was already interested in but didn't know how to connect the dots, and it make it so much easier. So yeah, technology has been a win for me. It's the technology for me. I chose Shopify because it's easy, it's user friendly. They have a lot of advantages in the back end office. I have not purchased like the upgraded version where you can see the in depth analytics, but the basic, I would call the basic one for the $29 a month is good enough for me. There are a whole bunch of apps that you can plug into. You can plug it into Shopify, so that makes it so much easier, honestly, truthfully, to be honest. But yeah, that's why I chose Shopify. It's so easy to do. But yeah, if you like a tutorial on that, let me know down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to make a video for you. I seek advice from Google. I'm just gonna be honest. I Google everything. With my profits, I reinvest it back into my business and marketing. Like I don't have to pay for it. Technically, I do, but I don't because I'm paying for my internet, which is linked to social media. So if you, that's another hate, that's another tip, another tax deduction. You can claim your internet on, if you work at home and you're conducting business via online, you can do that. For this business, no. I have an outline though. It kind of just goes over the main components, like as far as um, where to market and my mission, my vision, stuff like that. There's only one employee, and that's me. Marketing, no, I've never paid for. I take that back. I tried. I've tried doing Facebook ads, but nah, no. I'd rather go the free route. It's less risk until I'm feeling more comfortable. Like I feel like if I can make a really good video or if I have like bomb branding, then that's good enough for me. What I find out is the more that I post, like if I post consistently, that's when most of the sales come in. But again, I'm right now at this stage, I'm more about providing value versus just pushing out content. She is a boss. She is um, smart. She's productive. She's uh, simple. She doesn't like. She wants the luxury things, but she doesn't need a lot of it. She chooses simplicity over complex. She chooses modern and sleek and innovating over all the other stuff. Um, she's bomb. She's goal orientated. It can go for a he too. He or she, fill in the blank. She cares about her appearance. She cares about her goals. She cares about her future. She's, you know, he. Like it's both. It's really not a gender. I keep saying she because honestly, I'm talking about myself. So if we are a reflecting image of ourselves, then the people that gravitate towards me are literally a reflection of myself. So if you shopped with me, if you've supported, um, then there are a lot of characteristics that I have that you do have as well. You know, you're a businesswoman. You like education. You always learning. You're artistic. You're you're creative. That is my potential. That is my customer. That is my potential customer as well. If I haven't already crossed paths with you. So yeah, that is my customer. Um, People choose me over other competitors. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you know how they say you can't see what other people see in you? So, like, if you've ever done business with me, please comment that. Like, please comment down below the reason why you've done business with me. Like, truthfully, honestly, I really want to know. Like, I don't know if I was to step out of my shoes, would I do business with me? Yes, yes, I would. Um, so I guess looking at it from an outside, like literally, if I was to take myself out of my body, I have a nice personality. Um, I don't know. I educate. Like I like if I find out something, I like to share it with you all. I'm relatable. I really don't care too much for like the high, what is it, the name brand. Like I'm good with the off brand as long as it's comfortable and it don't cost a lot and it gives me the same look. Like, yeah, I'm very simple. Now, a few years ago, I used to, and it's kind of like off the subject, but a few years ago, I used to have like so many different colors and stuff like that in my closet. And when I narrow it down to like literally five basic colors, black, white, gray, like a peachy color, and then like this lavender I just adapted once I started this company. I literally slowly added on my color palette. Because before I was strictly black and white. After I got rid of everything, I was literally living the most minimalistic life ever. Um, and it helped me to ground myself. It helped me to find out the more important things about myself and also the things that I found value in. And as I slowly, this is crazy, y'all, as I slowly started to find out more things about myself, the more colorful the world around me began to be. I slowly started adding color around me as I started to find out more about myself. You know how like back in the days they used to have like the black and white TVs, and then like as the time went on, evolution, it started graduating into like the color, and then like now we're like more vivid, like the stuff is getting more vividly. That's how it is for me with life, with this journey. So yeah, I don't really want to go into too much detail on that because that's literally like that's way out the box. My management style is me, organized, transparent, and together. Like I really don't know how to explain management, but yeah, like management is just me. Like I'm my management. I want my customers to be happy. There's a delay in shipment, I'm gonna compensate with something free. To just just show my appreciation and also to as a form of as an apology. Um, I never want my customer to feel like I don't care because I do. Some big issues with running business in general. I would say inventory. Not inventory. I'm sorry. Like when you order something and it doesn't get here, or it gets lost, or they can't find it, or it's not what you ordered, or if you have a lot of orders, which the only time I had that, which was in Black Friday, where I had multiple orders, not getting them out in time because I'm trying to juggle home and business. Um, Time management. That's something I've seen that is a one of those things in business. It's just juggling. Really, you gotta find balance. One thing I found out to help with that is time blocking. So my kids are in school, and so from 8 until about 12, that little time, I'm working strictly on business. whether it be editing videos, updating my website, social media content, and then lunchtime lunch. And then I fit in, some home stuff, whether it be washing dishes. I'm trying to think, washing dishes, cleaning up, doing laundry, stuff like that. Um, and then from about 1 to 2 ish, 3, depending on how much stuff I have to do, back to business, and also spending time with my son because he's here. So just depending on how busy the day goes, I try to block it accordingly. Sometimes I don't even do anything on some days from 12 after lunch until 3. I predominantly spend that time with him because he will be going to school this year. He's 4. So, I'm trying to spend more time with him, but also balancing work and, home. The future for this type of business, well, being that I have this new thing that's coming up, I'm gonna be honest. So I have some things that don't do very well, and so the future for this business is getting rid of the things that are not selling and making it more simpler. Just sticking to the things that people are actually into and are actually buying. For instance, our daily essential kits, the black silk, the eyelash serum, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, everything else I'll probably liquidate and get rid of and just stick to those main things. It's predominantly like face stuff. So yeah, that's what the future will be looking like for True Lavender Cosmetics as we know it. But like I said, it will be some new additions, so stay tuned. But in general, for this particular skincare, it is a booming. Uh, it's a booming. What's the word? You get what I'm saying. Like, it's something that's forever growing. So people always into skincare. I've done my research. Skincare will be here forever. People always want to look nice, whether it be makeup or keeping their skin together. So this is a very lucrative business. If something happens to me, what would happen to my business? Mm, see, that's what I'm planning at now. I'm gonna start teaching my kids how to do it. So if something was to happen to me, I can pass it down to them. What did I learn from this interview? Honestly, this interview has taught me a lot about myself. It has dug deep from within and really made me look at things rather than like on a surface level, but more in depth. Like, I really, yeah, I really went deep with this interview and it made me think about a lot of things. And I've come to grasp with a lot of things as well. Like I said, back to this inventory that, I don't really. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. All right, so I know I started True Lavender Cosmetics because I was into skin, and I'm gonna continue to do True Lavender Cosmetics. But like I said, I'm gonna downsize because there are a lot of oversaturated products out there, and I'm not making excuses. But, but at this point in my life, I want things more simpler. Like, I'm always looking for simplicity in whatever it is that I'm doing. And as far as this goes, this route for me is more like, how you found that thing when you think about it, you don't get stressed out. Like, you be like, oh my god, like I have to make this, or oh my god, like that feeling. Like, for me, some of these products that I make is like, oh my god, I have to make this product. But the ones that are selling the most, I don't have a problem making those. It's not a chore, a task, if that makes sense. Like, it's something that I genuinely enjoy making. Compared to this, it's like I can't wait to start doing this. Does that make sense? So there's a saying, I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's like go with the flow, don't go against the current. So if you feel like there's some type of traction or resistance, then maybe it's not for you. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you so much for watching towards the end of this interview. And I will see you guys on the next one. If you like this, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. You want to see more of these, let me know down in the comments down below. If you have any questions that you would like for me to answer on our next Business and Chill, please let me know as well. And as always, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be true and be you. Peace. All right, so I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was literally going to create a one-on-one interview with myself, but the way that the lighting was looking, I didn't want to put out that video. Ooh, ooh, ooh.